Hi, we're the Barefoot Editors.
I'm Meredith Medoway.
I'm Andrew Huff.
We're both from, obviously, Eastside.
I'm a humor editor, she's an entertainment editor, and we're here to cook a fabulous, fantastic dessert.
Yes, and every other week we're going to be making something new. It'll range from dinner to breakfast to desserts, anything. We're just going to do a new recipe every time.
We have eclectic tastes and we want to show them to you so you can better your own taste buds and have a wide variety of delicious things to eat.
And these recipes, we're going to mainly try to make them pretty simple to make because we're all high school students. We don't have that much time to make food.
And I personally don't really know how to make much food.
But obviously he does. He's on the cooking show. Anyway. The show is fully inspired by Ina Garten.
She's our hero from the Food Network show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hers is called Barefoot Contessa.
So we are based off of that, the Barefoot Editors. And we are just fully inspired by her. Today's recipe comes from her, the peanut butter jelly bar. You know, brings you back to the old school days.
Yeah, peanut butter jelly sandwich, only now it's a dessert. And if you want to find more about this recipe, you can just go to foodnetworktv.com, and there you'll find a whole big cache of recipes by Ina, and by all the other
Food Network stars.
Yeah.
Alright, let's start baking.
Let's do this.
5 years time we could be walking around a zoo with the sun shining down over me and you, and there'll be love in the bodies of the elephants too, and I'll put my hands over your eyes but you'll peek through, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our bodies, and sun, sun, sun all down our necks, and there'll be sun, sun, sun.
Preheat the oven, which is what you do before you bake anything, because if you end up preheating too late, then you're going to have to wait like another 15 minutes.
Just to get your oven ready so that once you put the food in, you can just go and start baking. It doesn't need to warm up before doing so.
Exactly. So we are going to preheat our oven to 350. That's about the normal for most baking. And then you just press start and it is preheating. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do to make our peanut butter jelly bars is we're going to make the two sandwich parts that go around the jelly. So we're going to start by putting 2 sticks of butter, that's a half pound, into our mixer. It needs to be at room temperature. If you forget to bring the butter out, you can microwave it for like maybe 15 seconds to warm it up a little bit. You just want it to be warm so that it breaks up and creams pretty well. And while Andrew's doing that, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of plain old granulated sugar, also found at any supermarket. And what we're going to do is we're going to cream it together so that until it turns out to be like a yellowish kind of color, and that's when we know we'll be ready to add the next ingredients.
And how long do we cream this for, Meredith?
Well, Ina suggests that it will take about 2 minutes.
And our inspiration is Ina Garten. She's,
as we mentioned
in that picture frame we have, she is a Food Network star. She used to work in nuclear technology in the White House, and now she is on the Food Network. She cooks. She bakes.
Alright, that's about the right color, as you can see, lightly yellow.
Right consistency yet or no?
Yes, it is, and it's the correct color. So now we are able to add next the vanilla, the eggs, and the peanut butter.
Alright.
Alright. So yeah, do it on a
hard surface where they won't
Andrew's
drop.
going to crack the eggs, and he's going to do it into a bowl, because as Ina always says, you want to crack in the eggs into a bowl. Because in case any of the shell gets in, you do not want that in your dessert. That'd be bad.
Here's the first egg.
We can do both at the same time.
Okay.
And I'm going to get 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which smells really, really good, by the way.
Alright, here are your 2 eggs. I'm just going to wash my hand. I got some yolk.
Yeah, whenever you're handling raw
foods, you want to be careful to wash your hands so you don't get sick with salmonella.
There's our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then we have, you want to turn this on to low speed while we add it. We add the 1 egg at a time. that get a little incorporated. Then add our next egg. And what we're going to do next is add the peanut butter. This recipe calls for 2 cups of peanut butter, which is 18 ounces about. You can use whatever peanut butter you like.
We like to use Skibby peanut butter. It's a great brand. You can find it not at most stores, but it's a great peanut butter to use.
But you can use whatever you want. Jif, Skippy, not Skippy.
Peter Pan.
Whatever you want. And open this. And this is an 18-ounce jar, as it said on the package, so, it's very handy. Comes in the right size.
Yeah.
Just, get it all in there.
That's a lot of peanut butter. You can make a lot of sandwiches with that.
Yeah, quite a few. You're using a whole jar.
I, in fact, had a triple layer peanut butter sandwich today, and it didn't use half as much peanut butter, so.
Really?
You can tell, this recipe, you're going to get so much peanut butter and so much flavor out of it. It's going to knock your taste buds out.
And while some of you may like the crunchy peanut butter more, you're going to want to use the creamy, or else it is going to mess up the texture. But we will give it a little bit of crunchy at the end because we sprinkle peanuts on the top. Alright, this is about what it's going to look like. Nice and peanut buttery. Lots of peanut butter in there. Now we're going to start to add the dry ingredients. In most baking recipes, they have you do the wet ingredients in the mixer first and then slowly add the dry ingredients. So what we need is 3 cups of flour, which we're going to, and already in there we have some kosher salt. If you don't have kosher salt, using regular old salt will be fine.
Like table salt?
Yes, regular table salt. And you sort of keep it in the middle there. So you're going to add 2 more cups. And then we're also going to add some baking powder. Which, yeah. So that's how you sift. And then you can also...
Really easy, you just gotta, go like this.
Yeah, you can also push it down also if you... A little more rushed for time, like us. Yeah. Keep it a little in the center. There you go.
A lot of flour.
Yep. 3 cups. And then dump the flour. And now we're going to add in our baking powder. And this calls for 1 teaspoon. You can sift this into a bowl. You can sift it into some wax paper, which is what we have done. Just want to get all of those lumps.
And then when you're done, you have a nice, clean mountain of crisp flour ready to be baked.
Exactly. And then what we're going to do with this is we are going to slowly add this to the peanut butter mixture. Yes. And we're just going to mix it until it's all incorporated, all combined. So, Andrew, could you turn that on low for me?
Sure.
You have to be pretty careful with this because there's a lot of flour. We're just going to add it pretty slowly. Just a little bit at a time, so it gets incorporated each time. And add a little more, and wait a little bit. Add a little more, and just do this until you're out of